literally, I thought my job was to try to make people quit playing football on Sunday.
That was the job.
I was trying to make people quit playing football, not trying to tackle nobody, not trying to, to win a game. I'm trying to make you quit playing football. You line across from me. I was hoping that the way I played the game, when the game was over with, you wouldn't tell your coach, I'm done. I ain't doing this no more. I'm done. If I got to play against that cat right there, somebody like him every week, I'm done.
What's up, everybody? LaVar Arrington here. Another edition of Up On Game presents Conversations with a Legend. If you know me, you know that this is going to be my most favorite interview of them all. If you could bring anybody back, this one would still be my favorite of them all. My favorite player, probably the most influential player over my career. I have the pleasure and the joy to interview the Mr. Master Greg Lloyd. What's going on, OG?
What's up, LA? How's it going, bud?
Man, happy to have you on. Happy to get some time to talk to you.
Likewise. I appreciate you having me on. We got a big time difference here. I was thinking 10:30 my time. I kept going, that's it specific. I was like, okay, so I gotta hang around here
You
for a
got
minute.
up early. I appreciate you
No
getting up
no
early.
doubt. No doubt. We're good.
What are you up to these days? I take pride in knowing what you be up to. I hear you still be spending time up in the tree stands. You'll go out on the property and stay out there for about 20 days. What you got going on these days?
Well, hunting season is something that's it's all year long. It depends on, you know, some people just like to hunt certain things. I hunt a little bit of everything. We turkey hunt, bird hunt, and deer hunt. And so right now it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't doing a whole lot of hunting right now and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And snakes are moving, so I'm scared of snakes. So I'm not in the woods right now. But for me right now, man, I'm trying to work on this old sorry golf game of mine.
Okay.
It's just like anything. As soon as you think you got this thing beat, man, it comes back and it hits you right in the face. So just playing golf, man, more practicing and going out and doing some stuff. Still refuse to take a lesson.
Uh-huh. That is
And just
funny.
going out there and trying to figure it out on my own. So that's about it, man. I was teaching martial arts up to about 3 years ago,
Okay.
and I realized that just right after retiring football in 2000, I was already I was 91. I was already teaching martial arts in the off season,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I retired in 2000, I just fell right into it. So us up to about 3 years ago, man. I just kind of looked down and say, you know what, I haven't had any time for myself, so
Right.
I just stopped, teaching, and I won't say stop teaching. I stopped teaching, still do some consulting, not a whole lot, but I stopped teaching, man, on from 3-4 days a week to just try and take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
So the focus is on me now. Just
Yeah, good.
my kids are grown and doing their own things, and they got their own friends. They call when they want something. They don't call you
Mm-hmm.
when they just to say hi. They call when they want something. You know how
Uh-huh.
that works.
I
So
do.
I'm just kind of taking care of me, man. Just one day at a time. And like you said, I'm on the road, going and doing. Everybody's got a golf tournament. You can do one
Mm-hmm.
a week, but pick and choose where I want to go. And then we got a group of guys that get together, and you know what that's about. Group of NFL guys get together. And it's more
Yeah.
of a shit talking thing than
Mm-hmm.
it is golfing. So we do that, man, and just having fun, man. Looking back at it, glad I had a chance to make some guys still call me friend and allow me to play allow me to play a little football with them. But
Yeah.
other than that, man, it's all good, man. You look good, by the way, bro.
Hey man, you looking good. I'm all grayed up and
Oh,
but
look, I'm the same. You just got to get the camera in a little closer. I have to. It's just cut down a little bit. That's all.
indeed, indeed. Now you're so nice and you're so pleasant. If you don't know the man, the myth, the legend, y'all need to go do your homework on this man that I am interviewing right now, which I could post highlights on these interviews because if you don't understand what playing the position of linebacker represents, to me, Greg Lloyd represents the epitome of what especially an outside backer should represent. You weren't always this nice, G. Like, you were not. It's like you're a person right now, because the first one I met, the first iteration of Greg Lloyd, Master Lloyd, that I met him at it. I want to say it was a TGI Fridays. It was near Passivant Hospital. Now, think about this. I will never forget it. I think it was TGI Fridays, right? Was it that TGI Fridays that sat off of McKnight Road?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in there with Frank Collins, who was a volunteer coach. You probably know him as a scab. You know, he played. I think he had a minute with a cup of coffee with the Steelers. He takes me there to eat, and lo and behold, I see my favorite football players sitting there having a meal, and I knew your reputation. Everybody in Pittsburgh knew the big Land Rover, the black and gold Land Rover. Look, I'm blowing your mind right now, right? This how influential you were to me, all right? I seen the Land Rover driving on McKnight all the time. When I was heading to high school, you'd be driving by, be like, there goes Greg Lloyd. There's Greg Lloyd. I come up to say hello to you, and you say, it's Mr. Lloyd.
Yeah, now, that's probably right.
Now get the fuck out of my face. I am eating right now.
That was probably. I know that. I know that guy.
Yeah, you know that guy?
I know that guy. Know that guy. Now, I tried to bury him, man. I tried to bury him. I did. I had a funeral for him and buried him and the whole deal. You know what I mean?
Now,
but you know,
that was my influence, though. I became Mr. Arrington because of Mr. Lloyd. Talk to me about that mentality.
Well, you know, growing up, man, you know, I grew up in a matriarch household. My aunt raised me, and youngest of 9, and you know, the baby boy, 5 girls, and you know, everybody's always telling you what to do. But everything we did was yes sir, no sir. We was always taught that, you know, you're gonna go, you know, you can get a lot more with yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, than whatever, and all that stuff. So you know, we weren't just allowed to talk like that. You know, something I taught, you know, also, you know, I passed it on to my kids. And so, you know, if my kids who are, you know, young at the time is going to say, you know, instead of saying daddy, you know, they're going to say daddy, but, you know, in public go yes sir, no sir to answer my question. Then here comes somebody else's kid walks up to you and they want to, you know, excuse me.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Greg. Yeah,
right.
Hey, Greg.
Right. No respect.
Do you mind signing this? You know, like, you know, in your head, sometimes you think you're saying it in your head. You think you're saying in your head, like, you don't get your little ass away from me.
That was what I got. That was what I got.
Yeah. If you don't get your little ass away, you know, that's that kind of thing. But it's like, you know, martial arts was part of it. But, you know, at the same time, like you say, you know, when I look back on it, obviously it could have been a better way to do it. But, you know, the personification of who you were says, you know, hey, listen, this could be a teaching moment, but, you know, and it is. But we're going to do it in a way that they'll never forget it. So they don't ever say that to anybody again. So that's what you did. Now understand this: I did not know who you were.
No, exactly.
And not that it mattered.
Yeah.
Not that it mattered to me. It was like, you know, especially being former ROTC for so many, you know, 4 years in high school, 4 years in college, and then coming right over into martial arts. Everything is yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir. You know, and then so you figured you've earned it. And somebody comes up to you and say, hey, man, or hey, dude, or hey, guy, or, you know, what you doing? Can you do? And it's like, okay, you know, and on top of the fact that I'm eating, you know.
You didn't have your food yet. Okay, you did not have your food yet. I was respectful.
At least you were smart enough to do
that.
But again, you know, that sometimes, man, you know, it could be the mood. It could have been anything. But I was crazy back then, man. You know that. You know, it was crazy. You know, you play this game, you got to be crazy. You're always on edge, always thinking, you know, this. And then on top of that, I got martial arts in me. And I'm thinking somebody's always trying to try me because everybody looks at you and think, oh, man, you know, I thought you were bigger than that. You're always thinking like,
right.
I want to put my foot on this guy if he don't, you know, get the hell away from me kind of thing. So, you know, you know, it's just age. I'm going to tell you the truth. LaVar. You understand it. It's age. Once you're done football, you can do so much, but then age kicks in and you start thinking, you know what, man, I've got to do some things better. I've got to say some things better. I've got to try to, not just for my kids, but the kids that I'm instructing now. I want them to be a better version, a better martial artist version of me. I want them to be a better version of me. So, in order for that to happen, they have to see a better version. So I have to start doing that. Now, don't get me wrong. I have my moments, and things of that nature. But that's probably what it was, man. Just a geeked up kid, man, who, ready, never got into a fight, tried to avoid most fights, but, not because I was afraid of a person, but because I was afraid of myself. I was afraid that, if I got into it with somebody that, football would come out. Martial arts is there, but football is going to come out. And it's like, I'm not letting you up until I know that you're not breathing anymore. And that's not good. So, for me, it's just, I had to back away, and I had to just, become this guy. My martial arts instructor to this day, Grandmaster Kong, to this day, tells me, he says, when did you get so nice? and it's a compliment at the same time. He's looking at me like, yeah, you're mature. You've gotten older. I know that's what it means. It's not an insult, but it's a compliment. When did you get so it's like, hey, listen, man, we played football, so much stuff that we had to deal with, media, teammates and stuff like that. So it's like, hey, listen, I'm here to play a game. I'm not here to, kiss babies and shake hands. I'm here to do a job.
I wasn't hired for my disposition.
There it is. I wasn't hired for it. I was hired to go out there and, literally I thought my job was to try to make people quit playing football on Sunday.
That was the job.
I was trying to make people quit playing football, not trying to tackle nobody, not trying to,
I'm trying to touch your life.
Win a game. I'm trying to make you quit playing football. You line across from me. I was hoping that the way I played the game, when the game was over with, you went and told your coach, I'm done. I ain't doing this no more. I'm done. If I got to play against that cat right there, somebody like him every week, I'm done. And that's the way I practice. I practice that way. And so my teammates would be like, this dude is crazy. It's like, dude, what's wrong with you? Why are you like? And so martial arts gave me that energy, man. It gave me that edge that you start the game with this amount of energy and you finish the game with this amount of energy. Amen. And that's the way I did. And once you get 11 or 10 other guys thinking like that, man, that's how it was. And so, it just kind of steamrolled, man. And for me, that's, I can't say it's the way I live my life now, just not as high intensity, but still in that matter. If I start something, I want to be the best at it. That's why I say I'm practicing more golf than I'm playing golf, because it's like, I want to be good at it. And so we know how it is when we throw ourselves into something, man. We can't go in half-assed. We got to go in. We're all in. And I'll probably never get to be what I want to be as a golfer, but I won't get as close as I can be to it, man. And it won't be for a lack of trying. And so that's my life. That's the way I do everything.
Why do you think it became golf? Because like you did, I believe it was Kung Fu, right?
Taekwondo.
That's right. Taekwondo. That's contact. That's now it's control. As you mentioned, everybody, Master Kong in Ross Township he's legendary. Everybody knows about Young Brothers, right?
Absolutely.
But that's still force. You know what I mean? That's taking the energy and it's transferring the energy and taking the balance and all those things. And I guess that you could say that as in golf, but I've never been able to truly get into golf because it doesn't appeal to me in a way where what football represented. You have to find the ultimate balance between, especially at our position, right, the strength, the speed, the quickness, every single thing. We had to be everyone. We had to be as strong as the D lineman. We had to be as have as much agility as the running backs and the receivers. How does that translate into you doing golf now?
Well, I'm going to say this. I echo what you say about being an outside linebacker. If we were in college, or when we were in college, an outside linebacker, you got 3 scholarships, like you say. They're giving you 1, but you got 3. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to tackle. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to rush the passer, and you got to be able to step out there and cover. Mm-hmm. Not everybody on defense is actually do that. So
we're the only ones that do it.
We are the only one, especially in a 3-4 defense. In a 3-4 defense, if you don't have 4 outstanding linebackers that can cover tight end, not just let they punk ass run down the middle of the field without touching them, and stuff like that. But you got to be able to do that. You got to be able to be a run stuffer. You got to be able to stop shit on play on the other side of the ball. You got to be able to go out there and line up on a wide receiver, covering for 20 yards, carrying for 10 yards, 15 yards across the field. And you got to be able to get off the ball and be able to, put some pressure on the quarterback. They don't ask everybody to do that, And see, now, different game because now they hire, he's a pass rusher. Oh,
yes,
we just drafted a pass rusher. We just drafted a pass rusher. So what happens on, when they're not pass rushing? When it's not a pass rush down, what are you doing?
You got to take them off the field.
You got to take them off the field. So you got $100 million standing on the fucking sideline.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a different game. That's a really pussy game that they're playing right now. Hard for me to watch. And I know you're recording this, and I apologize.
No. You speak your mind. You
straight,
speak this open forum.
Straight pussy game right now.
Yeah.
And there's some dogs still out there. I still got some guys I watch. There's still some dogs out there, but for the most part, it's like, how the fuck would you feel if coach said, "Hey, it's third down, LaVar, we're gonna take you out the game"? Because a first and second
look
down,
at you like you're crazy.
First and second down, we're not gonna let you play. We're gonna bring you in on third down because you pass rush.
Yeah.
It's like, and then and now you in the locker room with me, and I'm looking at you like, this motherfucker here only coming in on third down. I'm out there first, second, and third down. Like, what the fuck we got him for?
Right.
And then the money they gonna pay. So that's just it. But that's just being old school. Now, transitioning over into what you talk about taekwondo.
Golf. Oh, taekwondo.
And golf.
Yeah.
Taekwondo, the ultimate game of, I won't say chess, but it's the ultimate game of self-discipline. The knowing that you can in the real world has to be enough. On the floor, when I'm being challenged, when I'm tested, and when I'm practicing, lots of contact. In the real world, somebody who I assume might not know what I know, I have to be so mellow because what'll come back? I have a 7th degree black belt in Taekwondo. I've been doing this for 30 plus years. If I go out and somebody's talking smack to me, it's got to be, hey, listen, man, let's not do this.
Right.
And I almost got to sound like the coward. You see what I'm saying? I almost have to sound like the coward because if I get into that lane, I can't get out of it until I know that you're down and you can't get up and do nothing.
Yes.
Right. You can't get up and do nothing to me.
Yeah.
So it's easy for me to be home. It's easy for me to go to a golf course and play golf where I know it's me versus me.
Yes.
It's me versus me. It's not me versus the guys I'm playing with.
Because
it's
they're
just me
going to
versus
try
the golf
you,
course.
G.
They're
going to try you. You go out to eat. You go out anywhere.
Yes.
I have
Yes.
dealt with this more than you can imagine. You get
But
out.
see,
You're da-da-da.
But see, you're a lot bigger guy than me. You're a lot bigger than me. And guys want to, like, if they can punk the big guy, they can do it. But they see me, they see a smaller guy. I've always been the smaller linebacker, even back then.
That's
and
right.
when people see you in public, they go, "Oh, I thought he was bigger than that." And so you hear it and you go, "Well, what does that mean?"
Right.
What is that supposed to mean? And so you have to let it go. So as you get older, you hear it, you don't pay attention. But people got to understand, I'm 57, bro. I'm not 28.
Yeah.
Greg Lloyd at 28 years old, I could almost jump over the top of your head and bite your fucking hair off if I wanted to. Like now, I'm like, everybody's shooting and all that old dumb stuff like this right here. So nobody wants to stand and knuckle up anymore because everybody's cowards. And so my thing of it is, it's easy for me to go out and have that confrontation with a golf ball and with the golf course. And then when I'm home, I'm mellow. So football is football, but so opposite of Taekwondo. Football is all power. Football is all, you get in there, you grab a guy, you do this, unless you pass rush, you give him some finesse. Taekwondo is all finesse. Taekwondo is all finesse. Taekwondo is using sometimes the other person's body. Sometimes Taekwondo is like, I'm thinking ahead of time of what are you going to do based on where your feet are, based on where your body's standing, what your posture is, whether I have my right foot in front, my left foot in front, whether yours in front. I'm seeing all that based it on that. I'm thinking there's 2 moves that you probably got. One off your back foot, one off your front foot, and I'm already ready to counter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's taekwondo. That's in the moment with the belt on in the ring and stuff like that. In real life, I'm not going to give you the opportunity.
Right.
See, in real life, it's like I have to initiate once I think that you have entered what I call when
The
my
safe
hand
zone.
extends out like that.
Yeah, my personal space.
Once you've entered my personal space, there is no thinking no more. I have to put you down and make you think. So by the grace of God, man, I've never had to use it, but it's a great tool to have. But it's also it's my saving grace. It's my thing that says to me, yeah, he's being a butthole, but if you do that, everybody's gonna go, Greg, you should have kicked his butt. Well, ain't
Yeah.
no big deal there, stuff. But what people don't know is that it's people like that shoot people and carry guns. So
Right.
I don't know what he's got on him, but I got to make sure that he can't get up and go get it, and I can walk away.
That's right.
Whatever I got to do. So I don't put myself. So I don't go to bars. I don't go to strip clubs. I play golf. I may eat something at the country club, and you'll find me home or at my cigar bar. That's where I go. I go to the little cigar bar where, man, that's where I'm headed. As soon as we get up in there.
I appreciate my invite, by the way. You know what I mean?
Anytime.
I appreciate
Anytime.
I'm gonna take you up on it too.
Hey, anytime you were in the ATL and you want to go hang out at the cigar bar, I got one for you. All my riders friends are bikers, so we all ride bikes, man, and it's cool.
Okay.
But that's what I do.
Ain't no wrong with it. All right, now let's take the taekwondo into the game and how you talked about the power and all those things. You're watching a specialized era of football. Like you look at AD, Aaron Donald is, training on different techniques, different deals like that. It's now being praised and lauded for those who take the time to understand and pay attention to the techniques of pass rushing and hand-to-hand combat. And everybody's got training videos now and different things like that. This is something that this is something that KG, Kevin Green, God rest his soul. These are things that I watched you guys doing in the early 90s.
Right.
And it wasn't, I don't know that people comprehended it as much as they should have. And I don't know if they respected the art form of what you guys brought to the table. You mentioned how your size, I was shocked that I was basically your size when I met you and I was in high school. And it made me force myself to think, because I had seen linemen. I had saw how big certain guys are. And they're like, you got to hope you get big enough to be able to deal with those guys. And then I meet Greg Lloyd and I'm like, he is beating up on people bad out there. So my mentality, everything about my mentality changed when I met you and I started studying you, and everything became about, like, I never saw a person. When I went out there on the field, and I took a little bit of martial arts, and I went to Young Brothers and started to take a little bit of martial arts.
Cool dude.
And so I never saw a person. I always tell people, if you want to be really good at defeating a blocker, your business is your business until it isn't. So I don't see anything else until I defeat the person that's in front of me right now. I don't see a person, I see targets. And so when I come off the ball, I see your shoulder, I split your body in half, and I'm operating on half of your body. I watched, I not even us ever having the exchange. This is what every single Sunday I VCH record, video recorded y'all, and would be running it back, watching what you're doing off of the edges.
Right.
That is now what people are getting
paid to do.
Right.
Yeah, and they're getting all kind of accolades and, oh, look at what they're doing. Like,
how do you feel about that?
Well, it's like everything you do, man. You think about the young kids today. Forget football, right, for a minute, but all the fads and sayings and things that they're doing, they calling it something totally different, and we laugh at it. We go, dude, we were doing that in high school. We called it this. We were doing that in college, and we call it this. But because of this thing that we're on right now, and social media and stuff,
Changed
because
everything.
it changed everything.
Yeah.
And now everybody's doing it. There's some no-name guy somewhere who said, hey, I'm gonna teach you how to do this. It's like, who is that? Here's the deal. You can't teach me about football if you haven't gotten down there and got your shoulders numb and got your neck almost broken, your fingers stepped on and stuff like that. That's how I feel. Now, I respect coaches who haven't, but at the end of the day, if it's like the guy coming home from war. He's been over there in them too. He's had bullets fired at him.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't sit down and talk to him about, you were running from somebody shooting and stuff. That's something he did every day.
Yeah.
That was his survival. That was his survival every day and every night. Not just on Saturday nights when you chose to go over there. He didn't have a choice. So same thing with football. Football is like, like you said, it became our vocation. It's something that we did. It's what we made a living for. So for you and I, we got to figure out, how do we stay in this league for 12 years? Because next year they drafted somebody in your position, LaVar.
That's right.
Next year they drafted somebody in my position. We don't got first round draft choice, garbage, but we don't got some first round draft choices,
Right.
First rounders. And they like, well, Greg, they drafted a guy. And I was like, why are you guys calling my name? Last time I checked, here were my stats and my accolades, and you guys ain't. You calling the guy on the other side of the ball? You say the same thing, but that's Pittsburgh. There's a whole nother session on that. Yeah, there's a whole nother deal there. But my thing is this: what we did back then. It's like anytime anybody could do anything extra that's going to give you an edge in a game or give you an edge on your job, then you want to be rewarded for it,
Mm-hmm.
and you should be rewarded for it. And if you're not rewarded for it, it's going to show up on the field, and everything other people would know. That's the great thing about, 30-something other teams as opposed to just one team. And so not only was the martial arts something that I used when I played the game, but see, I used to also go over to Carnegie Mellon and run track with Rod Woodson and Cornell Lake.
Mm-hmm. They used to come to North Hills too.
Yeah.
They used to come to Mortarelli Stadium. I used to see Cornell and Rod on the field.
Yeah. And so they used to get me out there, and I was like, okay, I worked out this morning. We did our workout this morning at the stadium.
Then you went over with them.
And then we went over to them and ran. And then I had class.
Wow.
And then I had class, Lamar. So you talk about, there were days where it was like, work out at the gym, get you running in, all that stuff. You know how they do that. Yeah. Then we go over there and it's like, hey, listen, bro, I got 12 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm at Taekwondo in the off season at 12 o'clock. So by 11:15, we need to be done. So 11:30, Quentin go Mr. Coach. He's putting my phone ring. You on your way? Yes, sir. You guys run? Yes, sir. Okay. Now, when I got there, soaking wet and everything, he didn't look at me like, okay,
I'm gonna give you a break,
Mr. Lloyd. I'm gonna that's right. He was like, that's what you do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get paid to do. In my class now, you got private class with me, just like you gave everything out there. I expect the same thing. Got.
That's right.
So I'm dragging off the floor, bro. I'm some days I'm crawling off the floor, and it's like I can't put no weight on. How can I put any weight on, because this is what I'm getting? But what it taught me was leverage. Yeah. What it taught me was that. And see, all of the technique and all the stuff that other people are doing and stuff like that, here's what you can't coach. You can't coach that right there. Because if you ain't got no heart, I'm going to take it from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what dogs do. We going after, we ain't just going after the jugular. We're going after your heart. I want to take your heart from you. So you line up in front of me, 6'5", 6'8", 6'9", 300 pounds, and I'm going to throw you around like a rag doll, and then I'm going to talk shit to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk shit to you the rest of the day, And then it's like you look over to the sideline, you go, is this it? Is this all y'all got? Is this all y'all got right here? And it's game, set, match after that. But these are these boys now. Don't get me wrong. I'm repping my college today. But these are these boys coming from these D2, places where everybody talks about your Penn States and your Clemsons and your Pitts and all that. Yeah. And then they got to deal with Fort Valley. And so they show up and say, Fort Valley, what's that? That military school? I said, bitch, you about to find out.
Right.
You about to find out. Because see, last time I checked, you got on the same shoulder pads and helmets that I got on. And we on the same field. So let's see give me your best. You give me your best, I'm gonna give you my best. And at the end of the day, let's see who wins. And see, if you did not think like that in practice, if you did not practice like that, you can't play like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's happening now. But like you said, going by what you said, I think like you say, all they're doing is mimicking a lot of stuff that we did back there, but people didn't know, again, because of, like I say, what we're sitting here doing right now. This camera and this Zoom and this, all these Insta spots and grams and whatever. I think I got an Instagram because of golf. But that's why people are aware of this stuff. That's why people come on, dude, I got 5 friends. I can't have 1 million friends. I can't have 400,000 friends. I got 5 friends. Half the time, hell, I forget their names.
Right. That's too funny.
People say, so people like, I got 40,000 followers. They're like, who gives a shit? These people don't know who you are. They're not your friend.
Right.
They're not your friend. They're just in your business.
Right.
They just, you know what? If you want to be in my business, call me. Call me and I'll tell you what I'm doing. Other than that, you don't know what I'm doing and you don't need to know what I'm doing because I'm not that guy. But see, a lot of guys, LaVar, didn't do shit when they was in the league. And so this is their way of trying to say, hey, look at me.
I
played. Yeah, I played. Let me show you my card I got. Yeah, this is my NFL alumni card I got. It's like, you don't sit your punk ass down somewhere, stuff. But see, like I say, for me, I go somewhere and people, it happens all the time. People go, man, you look like Greg Lowe. I said, I get that a lot. And I keep it moving. I'm not going to stand there. If you know me, you know me.
Right.
If you know me, you know me. But I'm not going to stand there and have a conversation with you about, especially on the golf course.
Yeah.
So for me, man, it's like we did what we did, man. We got down, we got dirty, we practiced. And LaVar, think about this, bro. LaVar, we had basically 3 games. We had a game on Thursday when it was defense day. We had a game basically on Friday because it was short yard to goal line, 1 versus 1. And then we had a game on Sunday.
Yeah.
So that's how we practice, man. And that's how we got good at what we did. But I just think a lot of it, man, like you said, you got some guys out there, if they take the opportunity to go do the things that you're saying, they take the opportunity to do something extra, they take the opportunity to to hone in on game to be the best. Because again, you got to understand this game, no matter how much money you make and stuff like this right here, it's still short-lived. At some point, you either get in the pink slip or you got to say, I'm done, And everybody would like to go out like my old boy JB did. You win the Super Bowl, say I'm done, you retire, and whoa, look at this guy. What a great guy. Everybody don't get that. Everybody don't get that. Some of us after 3 years, and most of them, and I say us because I'm a part of that team, most of us who played in this business know that after 3 years, they say, okay, that's it.
You're out of here.
You're out of here. You'll never play football again. You'll never play football again. That's it. And so for that reason, man, like you say, do everything you can to make yourself better, but understand it's been done before you. You ain't the first person. Like you said, it ain't like you guys went out there and discovered dirt. It's been here a while. So like I say, those guys have the advantage, and when it comes to people understanding, knowing who they are because of social media, not just games on Sunday, but just because of social media and things of that nature, they put the name out. But some guys are doing it, man, because they're out there. The guys, the guys show up every Sunday, and stuff like that. And then those are the guys that's fast. I can't respect the guy. You do this 1 year. You do this 1 year, maybe 2 years, and then you got these slapdicks on television. Oh, what a great player! Like, man, shut the fuck. He is not a great player. When a quarterback steps out and throws the out pattern for 6 yards, that's a great throw. He does that every day in practice.
Right.
Like I say, if he's got you or me dragging his ass down and he pushes it in his left hand and he throws it, that's a great throw.
That's different. Right.
That's a great throw. But everything else is just normal. So people who don't know the game are not really being educated by these guys who really haven't played the game and who just there for entertainment. So when I hear somebody say great player, I got to go, okay, let me watch this. And then I watch and I go, great players don't stop during a play. Even if the play ain't on your side, great players run over to that side just in case the ball comes out.
Gotta go.
That's what great players do. Great players
Yeah.
don't take them. Great players not standing on the sideline on third down. Great players not doing it. Great players be like, listen, me and the coach argue. What were you and the coach arguing about? Because I want to be in the game. He's not trying to put me. That's what we argue about. It ain't the opposite of that. That's what great players do. But also great players do, the most important thing what great players do is they take the talent that's around them and they bring it up to their
Make
level.
them better. Yeah.
You know, at one point, I had every one of our linebackers at Taekwondo. I had half our defensive linemen at Taekwondo. But guess what? They couldn't do it.
Right.
They couldn't do it. They was like, that's too hard. That's way too hard. I'm tired. That's too hard. And I was like, well, I thought the same thing when I first went there, but there was just something in me that said, if it's hard, why not? Why not me? You know? And then life is that way. You know, how many of us have been born with a silver spoon in our mouth? Some of us have, but most of us haven't. If you talk to most guys in the NFL, most of us can tell you that we were born poor, we grew up poor, and then we had a talent. This is our way out. That's what we did. And the only way we knew that we weren't going to go back to where we came from, we had to outwork everybody. And so that's the deal. How many people outwork you when you were playing? See, my thing was, ain't nobody going to outwork me. Right. You're not going to outwork me. I don't care who gets it. You're just not going to outwork me. And that's what's happening. But now it's guys don't even hang out together no more. They got their own entourage. You know, they hang out with guys that they grew up with, and they ain't a team.
Professional friends.
Yeah, because it's an individual deal now. Because all guys are concerned about now is it's my next contract. I'm just concerned about my next contract. I don't care about these people. I don't even care where I play at. I don't care if I go from, I've been playing here for 6 years and so the economy of the league has changed so much that, like you said, it's basically an individual thing. But as a player, with us, that's what we did. We took guys that were around us that were basically above average players. You know, you got to be a good player to be in the league. But even in the league, you still have elite players, and you got, some guys that you got your grunts. You got some grunts that got to get the work done. But you got some elite players outside of that. And you got to take those elite players, got to take those grunts, and you got to get in that mixture, and you got to bring them up to a level. You got to bring up to their highest level of playing. And if you can do that, man, you have done your job as so-called leaders, so-called elite players on the team. But if you just taking your talent and you just say, I ain't showing that young rookie nothing. I ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't going out there, shoot him no hand technique. And my thing was, hey, listen, man, I'll show young linebackers anything they want to do because of what I said earlier. You're not gonna outwork me. I'll show you everything. I'll take you to class with me. But you're not gonna outwork me. Period. And guys are afraid to do that now because they're afraid to lose their job. And more importantly, they're afraid that I ain't going to be on ESPN. They're afraid. They want to be there. They want to be. That's what it's all about, man. So that's why I say it's not a team game anymore. It's so much an individual game. It's hard to watch, and especially hard to watch when you see somebody say, this guy's a great player. Okay, I'm tagging him now. And I'm watching him. I'm like, dude, he's not even hustling off the ball. The ball's running to the other side of the field. He's just standing there watching. And I go, okay. So now I understand what these people mean by a great play. He made a great play. Oh, by the way, LeBron, if they run the ball in a hole and you're just you and him and you make the tackle, don't get up dancing. You're supposed to make that play. You know why? Because that defensive end you got in front of you two-gap. He two-gapped the guy, and he made sure that you were taken care of. So, and you should make that play. So don't get up celebrating. You're supposed to make that play. That play is designed for you to make it. Don't get up doing all this dancing bullshit and all that stuff like that. But see, these idiots on these television shows and these idiots that are giving you the news, except for some of the guys that play, they don't know that. They don't know that. To them, it's like, oh, watch him shoot the gap. Like, shut up, please. So that's what I've seen football since I retired, and it's like, dude, I can't watch this. My guys go, hey, Greg, the Steelers the player, man. What you doing here still? I said, dude, I come to hit my golf ball. The Steelers gonna win or lose without me watching it or whatever. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. But I'm not stuck in front of a television, bro. Right. That's how it is, man.
This is part one. This is too good.
We was in Pittsburgh. Me, LaVar, and Chad, Morovia Mall, and then we were doing an autograph session. Guy brought us in, and I walked in, and Hammer was already signing, and Franco was on the end. So before I start signing, I got to go down and give homage to my elders. So I go down, I hug Franco, stop what he's doing. I come back over and I hug Hammer. And what he's doing, we have a little chit chat, and then I sit down. Okay? So LaVon did the same thing. Chad did the same thing. Number 90 comes out. He sits down in the chair and he signs and he gets up and leaves. And I almost lost it, bro. I almost lost it. I almost fucking lost. I don't give a fuck if you are the defensive player of the year. I don't give a fuck if you had 30 sacks. These guys paved the way.